Morning, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Or afternoon for you. I'm good.
Yes. Heading into evening, in fact.
Yeah. You know what? I wonder. It's a good question for everybody. I wonder, like, what is one thing during COVID that you, I don't know, have gotten better at or spend less time at for the same results or something? And I'll start off.
Go for it.
For me, it's getting ready for a meeting with 5 minutes to spare, makeup, hair, the whole shebang. Like it used to take, an hour to get ready, and now I can do it in 15, 20 minutes. I don't know.
Oh,
What
that's
about you?
awesome.
What about you? What's like, I mean, there are some things that COVID just kind of made better, in my opinion, online meetings. We should
I've
not give up on
I've
online
got a
meetings.
dramatically better job thanks to the
Thanks
influx
to
of home
COVID.
working. So
Yes. So that was 10 times better, right?
yeah,
What else do people feel like, I mean, there's some good that has to come of all this. There's always,
yes,
I'm the eternal optimist, Ellie. So, yes, was it all a crapshoot? Yeah. But
yeah,
there are some things that really kind of, turned
yeah,
out amazing because we were uh,
yeah.
is there a way to join outside of chat? Oh, you mean like you want to be? I think this is my friend Andrea who writes under
Ah,
Grace Graham. You mean like you want to be on with us? You want to chat with us on video? We'll invite you in.
join us live.
Yes, Jocelyn, you too. Anybody can join us live.
Put your face on
I
the
guess we,
screen.
I guess we kind of stopped asking if anybody wants to, but yeah, I mean, we're always open to it, aren't we, Ellie?
Yes.
Like Zoom, yes, it's great. Yeah, you are well. You want to join us live on camera? Sure, she says. Do you want to send her the invite or you want me to? I guess you don't know her.
Uh,
I guess I should.
no,
I'll send her.
you should.
Hold on, Grace. Let me invite you in. Copy the clipboard. Here she is. Boop. There we go. You know what I was thinking, Ellie? It would be fun to have like, I don't know. I like there's a group of 4 romance gals, and I forget the name of them. It might be romance gals.
Yeah,
Um,
I think so.
oh, I got your message about freeing up space. That it might be kind of fun to have like a 4-way discussion with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Andrea, look at your Facebook Messenger, and you should be able to follow the directions there on that. Click and join us. Hi, Megan. Hi, Allie. Oh, Allie's sick. I'm sorry to hear that, Allie. We haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good.
Mm.
Guess what I'm doing?
What are
I'm
you
sitting
doing?
here. I'm putting on press-on nails. I got them yesterday at the dollar store, and I'm like, I haven't had nails since we were in quarantines, and I don't really want to go back because I don't want to go through that whole, your nails get all ucky after you
Mm-hmm.
have nails on. But I saw the press-ons. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna get these just for fun. So that's what I'm doing. Sitting
Fair
here,
enough.
yeah, putting on press-on nails
Hi,
from
Morningstar.
from the dollar store. Hi, Morningstar. Oh well, gotta have
I've
fun in
bought them a
life.
few times and never actually got around to putting them on.
I know they're kind of fun. Just I hate trying to figure out the size of them. Which one fits best on my finger. Anyway, yeah, we're just kind of all over the place. My ADHD must be really kicking in today because I'm kind of here, there, and everywhere. But here we are. What's going on in your life?
There we are. Not a huge amount. About the same as always. Not necessarily not a huge amount, just nothing exciting or different.
Fair enough. Let's see. Andrew's trying to figure out how to allow Cam mic in Chrome while on my Mac. Okay. Well, let us know. We're here. We're here when you figure it out. Okay, so Ali Alexis Briggs says no chills, no fever. No,
No,
it
is that
has chills.
no coughing, but has chills, fever, aches, and headaches?
No, gosh, I hope it's not the big C word, and hopefully, she'll be okay. Hopefully you're okay,
Yeah.
hon. Lots of
Hope it
rest.
goes away quickly, whatever it is. You're in the UK, aren't you?
Yes, stay indoors.
So we're like full of it here.
Yes, I hear that. Are you okay? You're keeping yourself okay, Ali?
Yeah, seems to be so far.
My Ali, not the other Ali. Yes. Aw, my gosh. How about Megan Pierce has a question? Does anyone have a resource for a good list of what to include in front and back matter? Oh my gosh. Easy Google. Google it up. What do you say, Ali? Got a suggestion?
Back matter's normally like book lists and stuff.
Newsletter, email sign up is number
Yeah.
one. You always want to direct them to buy your book, buy the next book, and newsletter sign up for sure. So those two things, usually about the author. I know in the first couple of books I did acknowledgments about, thank you to so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And then there were so many that I finally stopped, like the third book. And then, let's see, I have the series page with a link to all the books, or at least a list of the books and what's coming. But you can say coming soon, but just be sure to go back and update it after your third book is out or your series is done or whatever. So you update your back matter, which is an ongoing thing, because when you're 3 series away, then you'll go back and want to update so that everything is listed. It's just an ongoing cycle. Yeah, that's pretty good. When you're in, let's see, I can look in Vellum. Vellum has a list of what goes in front and back and that you can take a choice of. So let me take a look real quick here.
Do you know what would be really awesome? Would be if you had a program where you could put in your back matter and just press one button and it would automatically upload it to every single book you've ever written and published.
Why don't you figure out how to program that? That's an awesome idea, Ali. I love that. Yes, go for it. It's
but
amazing.
I figure if it was easy to do, someone else would have done it already.
But I can tell you that in both Atticus and Vellum, you can save and copy over. And so, it's kind of the same, but it's not like do it one time and it repopulates all your books and then re-uploads it to Amazon. And think if you're wide, and you have 10 places to upload it, you're uploading your back matter across several places. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It is a time suck. Maybe even I've started stop doing coming soon, and just listing, and then, when the links go live, I might go back and update the links, that kind of thing. But it's just, it is tough. Anyway, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, I guess you could just put a link to your website and say, for books out, for an up-to-date list of published works, whatever, click here. But it adds an extra click in, and people don't like those. So
yeah. It says here in Vellum, there's epilogue, afterword. Epilogues are, I think all of us do those or have downloads to them. I've never done an afterword. Acknowledgements, about the author, and also by. And so it's the also by that I'm getting better at, kind of not saying coming soon. I'm just kind of listing and then a newsletter link.
Hi, Kate.
Yeah. And then your front matter. Front matter is blurbs, copyright, dedication, epigraph, foreword, introduction, preface, and prologue. I don't do all those either. I think I do copyright, your title page, copyright, dedication, and chapters, chapter listing, and then just launch right in. So I hope that helps. Okay. So that was a bit of fun. So far, if you're just joining us, we've chatted about what during COVID helped you do something easier or better. And we chatted that for a minute or two. We talked about Atticus and Vellum, front and back matter. We've chatted quite a bit, all in a matter of 10 minutes.
Yes.
We talked a little about being sick and wishing well to everyone. Yes. Want the reader to get to the Amazon CTA review. Yes. Yes, absolutely. And also, it can be a lot. And you want to lead them. I think in my first couple books, I had full chapters of the next couple books. I don't know. There's no indication whatever you put in Back Matter helps or not. But when their newsletter link, hopefully you know, and you see that spike start to go up on your newsletter, new people joining you. Heavy, everything heavy. Oh, I hope that Allie's okay. Amazon might pop that up as soon as you get to the end of the book. I know. I've been testing out the end, so we'll see if where I placed it. I haven't really gone back to see since I placed it this time around in a certain place. So I'm going to go back and look at the end of my recent book and see after the end if it popped up then, if Amazon's little message popped up then or not. So I don't know. Anyway, still haven't heard from Grace. Let me check on her if she said something in the messages. No.
They're oddly secretive about how they do a lot of stuff in a way that you think is counterintuitive when they want authors to, publish their books through them.
You mean Amazon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, there's some stuff that I can see they want to keep proprietary, but there's other stuff that you're just like, I can't see why you would want to keep that secret other than to really annoy the people that you're desperately wanting to work with you. So,
heaven forbid they think of the authors as their customers.
Yeah.
Let's see, just with my Mac and getting okay. No problem. You can join us on the next round. Great. Well, what's everyone working on today? What are you working on, Allie? What's your plan?
I am continuing drafting, although I'm skipping the next scene because it's going to be a sex scene, and I just don't want to write those recently.
Insert sex here.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. Yep. And then I'm very close. I should be very close to the end.
Yay! Good to hear. Good to hear. Morningstar's updating a scene. Awesome. Kate, what you working on? Easy Graphics gonna hop off. Well, we're sad about that, but thanks for being here, Easy.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
We love that you were here early on to say hi. Kate, let us know what you're working on. Megan, what you working on? Who else? Jocelyn, tell us what you're working on. Allie, just hang in tight there. I don't know if you'll be trying to power through and work or just be here. Just
read,
be here with us.
Nap.
Read, have a
nap. Do all the resting.
Yes. If there's one time that requires resting, now it is, when you're not feeling good. Yeah. And so I decided today, I was trying to write earlier today. I've been up since 6:30 because my oldest had a thing to go to at school. And I thought, oh, this is going to be great. I'll write all morning long. But no, instead I get on emails and newsletter swaps and Facebook. And this is just, I hate that, Thank God I don't do TikTok anymore because it's such a time suck. Everything's a time suck, which is why I get up at 6 a.m. and write and don't do anything else and get that writing in. So I will be writing. And I've decided right now I am not going to read the last chapter. I am just going to hit the next chapter and write because I always waste the first time of our 3 sprints just trying to get back into the previous chapter and all that and then fiddle with the words and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that.
You have to let me know how that goes because whenever I don't read the last thing I wrote, I end up writing the almost exact same thing because I forgot that I've done it, but it's still there in my head. So I just, then I have to go through and go, oh, I did that.
Yeah. I'm going on into the next chapter though, so I'm done with the previous scene, but so we'll head into a new scene. But yes, that's what I'm going to do today. It's my goal.
Excellent.
Kate is editing 6 Catawba Creek. Love it. Love it. Is that the Hermit on the Hill? Is that the name you decided? I think that was her next name. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Oh, and the other thing I got distracted with today was Etsy book covers, and then book covers for the Santa group we're writing for the holidays, and just everything, just everything and everything.
So many distractions.
I know. Damn it, need to stop. All right, let's head into our first 20, shall we?
Okay. Yeah.
do it. I think you have the thing in there, the video. You want to hit that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that. All
Okay.
right.
See you in 20.
See you, everyone.
That's what happens when you go outside. You get
Hey, Grace, we see you.
Oh.
You can go ahead and mute and turn off camera if you want, and then we'll be back on in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I gave up and went to my phone.
No problem. We're glad to have you. Okay, we are back. How did everyone do? How'd you do, Allie?
Yeah.
Hi, Grace. I got 156 words. I did end up slightly redoing some of the old stuff, but I did get some new words in, and we'll continue. Allie, what's going on today? Are you blocked? Do you have questions? Are we reading and trying to?
No, I'm just trying to write his declaration of love and apology and all that crap, and it's words.
The sex would have been much more fun to write, Allie.
No,
Right?
no, that's
Okay.
fine.
So we have Grace Graham with us. She's written a couple of books. So nice to see you, Grace. I put in our
Grace.
couple of chats that we were doing this day. So yeah, nice to have you here and offer to be on the screen. That's awesome. Do you want to tell us a little about yourself? Talk about yourself for a minute. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm slightly delayed, so I'm not watching myself on the screen. But yes, so I have been, met Kristen when we first were publishing our first novels. And so I'm getting ready to release I'm working on my third novel right now, second novel released in December. And just excited to be here.
Thanks for joining us. We just have fun. We converse, don't we, Allie? We just, plod through. Plod and push and pull each other through. Morningstar got 2,100 words from the scene. Oh, removed it and building it back up. Okay. Yes. I thought you were like fingers whizzing past 2,100 words. It's great. But yes, sometimes you need to do that. It is an ouch. Jocelyn says, ouch. I was like, that's the opposite of sprints. But it's productive time, whatever we need to move our projects forward, right?
Yeah.
Grace, have you ever removed something and stuck it somewhere else? And,
I try to write fairly in sequence, but like, for example, I wrote a Christmas Eve scene and a New Year's Eve scene. And wrote those out of sequence. So I have those kind of stuck down below.
I think Allie and I are chronological writers too, aren't we? We write. Gotta get from start to finish.
Yes.
Occasionally a scene will come to me though, and I'll be like, put that scene down below, and wait for it. Bide its time.
If I have good ideas, I'll add them into like my book outline, or where I drop good ideas, or if I find a pithy piece of dialogue on TikTok that I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to use this somewhere, I'll drop it in there just for reminders.
That's a good idea. Little bits and pieces you hear, yeah. So, Allie, what are you thinking about you need help thinking about like a scene where he's got to apologize, right?
He's mostly just declaring that he loves her.
Yeah. I feel like that's the teaser line then that we get, in romance marketing. It's like he's got to come up with that perfect one-liner that's his dying devotion, right? Not to add any more pressure to your to him saying I love you. It could just be something as simple as I love you though, right?
I think I found some good words, but it took me the whole time. I wrote 118 words and it took me like 15 minutes. So that was a bit.
Yeah.
But I think I have enough to move on and see what she says in return.
I have, I'm in the middle of a couple having their like final, he's caught her cheating for 6 months, my main male character. And so he's having this final run in with his soon to be ex-wife. So that's what I was writing. And that's like,
see, they're much more fun.
Yeah.
Fights are fun.
Because, it's that whole, I've caught you, I've been biding my time to bring this up, was his situation. And, now that I brought it up, I'm done. Like, I don't even think there's anything worth fighting for him. You just cheated on me for 6 months. How does a couple even come back? Like, it's different than a one-night stand, right? Like a one night stand, you might be able to come back from through therapy and some help, you know?
After 6 months, I think you tend to think that there's got to be an emotional component to it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's over. So, you know, this is just the final. I'm telling you it's over. I'm packing my bags. I'm leaving because I already have somebody else waiting. Yeah. No therapy, no use, no point. Yeah. So that's been fairly easy to get through, I think, the next chapter. So fun. So what's next? What are you going to write next, Ellie? Next, you've got her telling him, hopefully reciprocating feelings.
I have not yet figured that out.
Aha.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
I think in my third book, I made Lily kind of pause and think about it for a minute before she responded, just so that my male character would be like, wait a minute, what if she doesn't? And I just put my heart out there, you know, because it was in his point of view that he was saying it first. So make him sweat. Make him sweat a little.
I think she probably will, because she's just had a whole big wake-up call of being kidnapped, and
she's got a lot on her mind then,
so
you know.
I feel like she's gonna. She was feeling pretty grateful when he turned up and tried to help rescue her, although she ended up rescuing him anyway.
So she didn't wake up that morning and think, this is it. I've got to tell him I love him. Like, this is kind of situational.
Yeah.
Gosh, he just did this big thing for me, and now I think I really love him.
Yeah. I think it's a case of she's kind of realized that although she didn't like the thing that he did last time, his heart was probably in the right place for it. And she really was glad that this time he'd come to rescue her, because this time she really needed it. So, you know.
Okay. Oh, and there's a little Russian bot coming to visit us. Here, I'll take it out. Okay. And there's another one. Was it blocked? Right on its heels.
They do seem to come like
in pairs. And those are very similar, aren't they? Very similar addresses. I didn't do yet. And maybe on the break before I get to writing, in the next writing sprint before I get to writing, I'll go in and put what did we decide we're going to do? Space dot. Maybe I'll put both in.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Not dot, okay. Don't put dot space in, because then every time people do a full stop.
Oh, okay. Space dot. Yeah.
Space.
That seems like what, yeah. Grace, what's your word count on this book that you're working on, or that you were reaching for?
So I'm right now in the middle of the book, kind of probably like the 70% range. And so we're just getting to the point where the female main character is really going to realize her success. You know, so her arc is kind of, you know, the outside non-romantic arc is kind of coming to a head probably in the next 4 chapters, which my chapters are about 2,500 to 3,000 words. They're shorter in this book. Mm-hmm. But the main hero, he's going to not have his, you know, resolution of his side until really after they get to their breakup. And so he's going to have to kind of eat some crow beforehand. So I'm approaching Christmas and New Year's, which is kind of like that tipping point where everything seems like it's going so wonderfully. They're going to have like a point where they reveal over New Year's their feelings, and then things are looking great. And of course, then I'm going to run it for them. Because that's what we do.
We ruin everything, yeah.
Just like COVID.
That just had me thinking, like, I'm trying to think. I guess my first book I had, the relationship took about a year for them to get together from start to finish. And then
you had a slow burn.
The second one was definitely, you know, second chance, but it was like from Christmas to New Year's. Yeah. And then the third one took a summer, fourth one, and this fourth one took a summer. Took a summer, just like 2 months into 3 months kind of thing. I guess I do them kind of fast. They're
Yeah,
slow
I think
burnish, but kind of fast. I
yeah,
don't know.
my book one was probably, let's see, it was probably 4 months, maybe 3 or 4 months of a relationship. Let's see. No, August. It was August through February. Book
Hmm.
two was February through August. They go in sequence, and this
Yeah.
book is October. It starts out. Actually, it starts out in November, and it'll be November through probably February. So a little bit quicker on this one. So probably a 4 month arc relationship. They say
Hmm.
the I love yous from, they start dating in November, and New Year's Eve is when they confess. So two
Because I
months,
do
two and a
think,
half months.
I think you kind of know if you're spending enough time together, like you kind of know. I don't know,
And
Allie, what's your timing on your love relationship?
Far too quick. I got to change that.
No, I don't think
well,
there's
how
anything
old are
wrong
your
with quick.
characters?
Weeks.
Well, but I mean,
Weeks
I
are
guess.
fine. I think I knew with both my husbands within a few weeks that I loved them.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think I move fast, but
I think there's knowing and then saying. But I
yeah.
think, with my husband, we probably said it within about a month or so. Um, I think a lot of times, at least my characters, they know, but they're afraid to say it, of course, And so eventually somebody spills the beans, and sometimes it's like, well, you don't have to say anything, da 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 da, blah blah blah. But
That's
I mean,
true.
they
I
definitely know they've got the warm fuzzies.
that would be kind of fun to write it sometime where like one person just really held back and just wasn't sure, having a lot of fun, but every
That's
time
book
they said
two.
I love you, they didn't
Yeah.
get in your reciprocate. But Allie, did they actually say it after a couple weeks, or or is it kind of
Yeah, I
that
think
thinking
that's my
time?
timeline. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
just seems really
Book
quick.
No,
book
no, I
two,
don't think
the
so.
character not saying "I love you" back was the downfall. I mean, that's why they broke up, because he's like, "You're never gonna be what I want. I want more."
Because I think mine were like a month, before they said it, or a month and a half. I don't know. I think fast is okay. It just, things get intimate really fast, and then your stuff has to happen. Stuff has to happen to break them up, and the whole overlying plot stuff has to happen and build during this time. So it just depends how fast you
I mean,
can meld it all
okay, no,
together.
technically they got together the first time as not a relationship on the 27th of May,
Hmm.
and then they're now on the 23rd of June.
Oh, I love somebody
Okay.
that keeps track of things that close. Mine takes place in 1998, 99. And so I have the calendar for the year spilled out, so I can sit there and say, okay, well, it's a Saturday. What date is that? Okay, it's this date. So I am totally that person too.
That's funny.
Dennis, I
Allie,
have
I think
takes a year.
yeah.
So let's hope no one goes back through to find out what year these dates were actually on those days for.
See, Allie, I think you were doing it's after election day too, right? So does that date have some kind of significance, or is this a different story?
No, that's the same story.
Okay.
No, it's just a relatively reasonable date for an election. So
Yeah. But I was thinking the other day, I love having my I think in each book I've had a holiday weekend, and they're always on a weekend and they're having a long weekend. It doesn't really matter. Christmas, long weekend. The resulting New Year's a week later, long weekend. And July 4th, long weekend. I hope nobody actually looks and says, but and I don't think I ever get into a year. I really don't. I just figure I want them to be evergreen. And I guess if you're really specifically needing a specific year, you can write that way. But I'm trying to be evergreen. And so I just kind of figure, I try to just make it general. I think my mom would be the only person who would ever go back and say, you know what? I'm thinking it's this year and you have these weekends. And that wasn't always the case with the holidays. I feel like if I put a year, she would tell me that.
Totally going to have to add an extra week into my book somewhere, because this timeline does not work.
Oh no, don't though. It probably does work. Don't do that.
No, it really doesn't, because she goes and stays with him on the 16th of June, right?
Yeah.
And
that's
then
like 3 weeks after
they have an argument like 3 days later.
Yeah.
And then like 3 days after that, he tells her he loves her, and that's just ridiculous.
Not really. Every relationship
Yes.
is different and unique. I think that sounds
No.
plausible. My
No.
first husband and I, it was love at first sight. I kid you not. I think I've told that story on here before. Love at first sight, and we were together and living together practically within a month, like very fast. And we had our ups and downs and fights and stuff. So I think it's very plausible, Allie.
I think the problem is I've written it like it was longer because it
Mm.
took much longer to write it. So my brain's had it as it's been a longer relationship. So
I think that's so true. We get it. We feel like we know our characters so well, and we get in their heads, and we're involved in their story that we forget how does it look to the outside world, like, because we already know they're in love, and we already experienced their love, and we're already having scenes with sex in them, and we're kind of moving this thing right along. But yeah, I guess I can see how the timing to the outside, to anybody new reading it, is interesting.
yeah.
Oh, wait, they had a hookup. My ex-husband was quick. Current over a year. Yeah. Let's see. I did that. I used 2007 calendar for what happened. Good for you. Adds realism in your mind. That's great. Okay, so, but don't, these discussions I think are interesting, but don't go changing a ton, Allie. Definitely get other opinions, don't you think, Grace?
Oh, no, I'm thinking I can just like add an extra week in and just mention like that they've been training for a week or whatever, and it'd be a couple of sentences maybe.
And I think I've done things. Go ahead.
I think that's the hard thing, is determining like how much space you can refer to in the past. Like, well, a couple weeks passed, because it's like not every day or every week something dramatic happens in your relationship that you have to show. And so that's the thing. I tend to, but then sometimes you'll have readers who'll be like, oh, you skipped the time frame. Like, you had kind of like an intense, and then to be like, maybe you do have a couple of months where their relationship's just going along fine, and then boom, they hit a bump. And some readers get cranky about that, like, you suddenly jumped ahead 2 months. Like, they were just happy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And I think you can sometimes say, like, the next couple of weeks of that were pure bliss. They went to dinner every night and saw a couple of shows, and he treated her to something fancy. You know what I mean? Like, you can kind of gloss over things to show that the relationship didn't just go from boom, we met, boom, I love you, boom, we're having sex and breaking up. It's like that kind of glossing over and allowing that time. And then in the reader's mind, they can fill in the blanks,
Yeah.
I had to be so careful to not say like the next few weeks were incredibly busy, or I've had to go through and like change things so it wasn't just, because that's how my businesses are typically kind of oriented around workplaces, and so work does entail a lot of distractions for my characters, but how to say it differently, to show that passage of time in different ways, I think is always try to make it unique.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at the time, and woo, we better head into our second sprint. Was that? Yeah, that was one so far, right? Yep. Okay, let's head into our second, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Okay, happy writing.
See you in 20. Oh,
Hello, we are back. How'd it go this time? Feel good.
I changed what I was doing. I got 130 words, but I deleted most of the last lot.
What happens? Working things around, trying to figure out things.
Yeah, I read back through the other bits, and it actually wouldn't be that easy to add in extra time, so I just won't. So let them say they love each other yet. I can do that bit in the epilogue.
Wait till the last page.
Yep.
You know, they have tons of sex, but you know, no, I'm just kidding. I like them, but I hate them. Those romance movies that are, or books even, that are like, you know they like each other, but they're not going to have that kiss until the very end of the movie. You know, come on. I don't know, the whole chaste thing for a long time. I don't know if it's reality for some people. Butcher like us. There you go.
Yeah.
All part of the Butcher Society today. Let's see. I got 267 that round. How about you, Andrea? How'd you do?
I got 338, and that included having to go look up some damn Scottish slang again because I keep a log of Scots slang, and I'm like, oh, what? I can't remember how to say that, so I had to go pull up my glossary of Scottish words.
396 for Morningstar.
Very nice.
Ooh, good one.
Pride and Prejudice. Is that? Were we talking about Pride and Prejudice stuff? A&E. Are you watching that while you're working Morningstar? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, I can't watch and work at the same time.
Yeah, I can listen to music. How about you, Allie?
Yeah.
You like to have some other stuff going on behind your head?
Sometimes I haven't remembered to put it on today, so I often put the writing sprint soundtracks on that you, Bethany, Zeta.
Is that a playlist?
Yeah, I actually have it on my Zerwin channel. I have a playlist that I put together, but they're from Bethany Altazeta, who's a fantasy YA writer, I think, and so she put them together. So I just added the videos to the playlist, but I like them. And Allie, do you feel like your mind is kind of trained? Oh, I hear that music. It's time to write. Like,
do you know what? One of them, every time I hear it, I go back to the story I was writing at the beginning of last year, because I played that so consistently through it. I'm like, I feel like I should be writing that one again.
Yeah, she has different mood, for the different writing. So Morningstar was talking about, like, the innocent last kiss. Yeah. Pride and Prejudice.
I think Regency and such is a little different, of course.
Yeah. Victorian Regency, the historicals, they all do that. First kiss was at the wedding. My dad played Elvis to make me clean. What? That's funny. I wonder how does Elvis clean to that? Because Elvis had gyrations, and it's like.
Is that like training like a dog when you ring the bell and the dog gets hungry?
I was assuming like that would be like our housekeeping song, like clean the house and play Elvis.
I was trying to think though, was Elvis a character in Pride and Prejudice? Or was that the maybe
the zombie
I'm thinking
version?
thinking the what was that?
Oh, Pavlov's dog, yes.
Yes.
There's a dog?
Okay. Yeah. It was his experiment. Okay. Now, you know what I'm thinking is there's a movie, and I can't remember the name of it, it's a modern day Pride and Prejudice, and there is the character in there is Elvis, I think, or yeah, I don't know. Okay. Anyway, but you know what I watched last night, ladies? I have to tell you, it was so fun. It was so fun. It was the I'm sure you all have watched it. I hope you have anyway, because it's just such a good romantic comedy. It was, and now I can't remember that name. What was the name of it? I was laughing through it. The blonde, Legally Blonde, with Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
Elle McPherson or Elle whatever. Yeah, I haven't watched it in forever.
I think isn't she the model?
Oh
Elma
yeah,
Pearson, the
maybe. Yeah.
model, and it was
Yeah.
Elle Woods. I think was it
Elle
Elle
Woods.
Woods?
That's it.
That
Elle
was
Woods.
it.
Yeah. Oh, it was so cute and funny. I completely forgot how funny it was, and had some laugh out loud moments. I'm like, oh man,
My
there is
daughter's
a thing
performing
about
arts
romantic
school.
comedy.
They're doing the musical, and so that's at the end of February. So I can't wait to see that.
Oh, there's a musical for Legally Blonde.
There is.
Wow, wow, what a character to get that main role. Yeah, that's quite a strong character to have to play because you have to play that perfect, meld of like the blonde, ditzy
And the
blonde,
brains.
fashionista, and smart and coming to terms with how smart she really can be, and yeah, interesting. How about you, Allie? Do you watch romantic comedies?
Sometimes I really like Legally Blonde.
Yeah, that was a good one. I wish I could remember the other one. It was also really popular back then, that I was trying to remember earlier.
Some of my two of my favorite. One's definitely a romantic comedy, and it's called The Matchmaker with Janine Garofalo.
Oh, I
And
think
it
I
takes
saw that
place
one a
in
long time ago.
yeah, that one's really cute, and that takes place in Ireland during that matchmaking festival.
Oh, they have a
And that
matchmaking
one's a cute
festival
one.
in Ireland?
Yeah, it's like Galloway, maybe. It's world famous, but apparently
Huh.
not that world famous.
Do you
But
know about this, Allie? Have you heard about it?
I am not making this up.
I believe you
I
very
want to say
much.
it's Galloway. Let's see, Ireland matchmaking.
That sounds like a book just waiting to be written for romance writers.
Well, they made it into a movie.
And so it's called, what's
Matchmaking
it called?
Festival. Liz Duvarna. Liz Duvarna Festival, Matchmaking
Yep.
Festival, Europe's biggest single festival in the small village of
Oh,
Liz Duvarna on Ireland's
you're
wild Atlantic
kidding.
Way.
What do people do?
Well, there you
Like
go.
they sign up and have their info about them, and somehow at the festival they match people?
It says
Oh my
that
gosh.
huge crowds of over 20,000 people every year.
I
In
wonder
County
what their
Clare.
I wonder what their success rate is, like how many people they actually match. I'm gonna have
But
to
yeah,
look that up.
apparently it's quite the thing. But the book was based on a real that festival. So of course I think she
Ah.
was like some snarky New York reporter or something who, against her will, got dispatched to Ireland, and of course she meets charming drunk Irish guy that eventually she falls in love with.
Of course, has to be charming, because
So,
I'm sure there are.
In a drunken sort of way.
Allie, are there like any Irishmen that you know that are not charming? Are you going to dispel the myth for us?
I do not know very many Irish men.
No? Okay.
But certainly a few that I've seen, had very limited acquaintance with, have not been on the charming side. So I think very much like every other country, there's plenty of non-charming.
Yes, yeah. But we have to romanticize it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Clueless is the name of the movie that I've been trying to think of. That is the Pride and Prejudice. Maybe it's not Pride and Prejudice. It wasn't a Pride and Prejudice remake? I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, solve that mystery. Now I can stop thinking about that now. Ay. Shall we move on to our final sprint?
Sure.
Emma.
Okay,
I had
let's
to
do
look it
that.
up. It's based on Emma, another Jane Austen.
Emma. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I knew it was one of those. Emma remake. Yes. Thanks, Kate. Oh, 10 Things I Hate About You was really good too. There's Ronnie Loren is a writer that I get, an author that I get emails from on a regular basis. Oh, I see a stink bug over there. I hate those darn beetles. And she does couple of really good courses, like how to write sex scenes and things like that. And she is doing a whole email series rewatching the best romantic comedies, and it's been really fun to read what she thinks about them, and she kind of ties in writing stuff and things like that. So it's interesting. So if you get her emails or don't, look up Ronnie Loren, RONI, LOREN. Anyway, just random thing there. Okay, so we'll go to our next print. How's that sound?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, see you guys in 20. Thanks for joining us, Grace. This has been fun. Kate, Allie and I always do this alone, and we've always said it's nice to have people pop in anytime anybody wants to join us.
Well, thanks for letting me.
All right, so we'll head to our next, and we'll see you in a few.
See you in 20.
We are back. We are back. We are back. Back. Okay.
Oh,
How'd everyone do? How'd you do, Allie?
haven't a clue. Didn't mark my thing, but not well.
Oh, what happened now? What's happening?
I got very distracted, and then I've got an email from my mother saying that 2 of the people we spent a couple of hours with yesterday have tested positive for COVID this morning. So, yay!
My gosh, so you've been exposed.
That's just the way of the world right now.
No,
Yeah.
it's crazy. You and were you just you or your husband and your kids too exposed?
Me and my eldest.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that it. Were you masked or anything, or staying apart?
I was wearing a mask the whole time. Ed wasn't.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that nothing happens and you don't get it. He doesn't get it and you don't get it.
First.
Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. That is the poop. That's just poopy.
And it's so annoying to know, well, what do you do now? Do you just, I think mainly it's cross your fingers and
Yeah, you lie in wait, right?
Well,
Take
that's
vitamin
the thing,
D,
like-
go outside. I feel like I need to go outside and clear my lungs and breathe fresh air. I don't know.
Well,
I know that helps.
Do I isolate now? Do I stay away from people now? Because it takes like a couple of days, doesn't it?
yes. My mom's on a COVID task force for the Veterans Administration in Arizona. So she's very much of a, just basically wait until if you start to show symptoms, and at that point you start isolating because you're really not throwing off enough of the virus until then, they think. I mean,
Yeah.
I would just wear your mask, just to be respectful that you've had an exposure. And if you have something that you think you need to be in like close proximity to someone, you just might want to let them know, like, hey, I was exposed a few days ago. You should know that. I don't have any symptoms. Are you comfortable? We can wear masks, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's like common courtesy, like, are you clean? It's going to be our next, like,
Yeah.
when was the last time you got tested?
Yes. Yeah. We'll start wearing our quarantine or our and vaccination cards on our chests, like name tags. It's a shame. Yeah.
I have buttons that say I'm vaccinated that I was wearing them when the vaccine came out, like, so like say March of last year through like through like early summer, and I'd stop, but I'm like, gosh, maybe I need to start wearing them again.
Yeah, but now there's like, the booster is what you need now, I mean, on top of vaccination, but it's just.
I figure if I say I'm vaccinated, I was like, I've got all 3.
Yeah. I think my husband and oldest go to get theirs this coming week, the booster, but I haven't set one yet for my youngest and I. Allie, did you get boosted or?
Yeah. Yeah, I had the booster.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that should protect you. I hope. We're getting it from anywhere.
The best news is that, with Omicron, if you do get it and you are boosted or vaccinated in general, not even boosted, it is typically very mild. My mom said the only people that they have in their hospital that are serious, like, in the intensive care or headed that way, are folks that once again are unvaccinated. If you're vaccinated and then you get hospitalized, it's usually pretty mild. You're not in the ICU. You're just getting some assistance. And then people usually are older, blah, blah, blah already.
We just had a change of plans. I wasn't going to be able to see my friend tomorrow, and then she messaged and said we could see her now, and we're not going to be able to because her little boy is at risk.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm not going to take that risk.
And
yeah.
Just doing the right thing, even though it sucks sometimes because COVID ruins everything.
Yes. Have a Zoom call. Instead.
Yeah.
Is it for your kids to get together or for you to get together with somebody?
Both.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. This day and age is really hard. I was there was a question in the Let's Write group. Somebody was asking about, I think Sarah was asking about, do you want to read about, somebody falling in love during quarantine? I know there are some books out there, but I'm like, no, I really don't. I would much rather stay in the fantasy world and read how things were in the olden days.
Yeah, maybe in the future we'll, that might be a genre or a trope of, forced proximity kind of thing and
Yeah.
such, or forced distance maybe.
What would they call that?
But yeah, it's a little
Forced,
too
yeah.
fresh and too
Yeah.
now.
Forced quarantine. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Allie, I hope that you'll be okay the rest of the day. What everyone else do, let us know real quick, and then we'll hop off for the day. I think I ended up at 576. So it was a good day for me. I'm going to keep on writing until I have to pick up my child. How about you, Grace? What'd you get done?
I could say 2,900, but that's because I caught up to my Christmas theme that I had already written. So I wrote about 315 words, but I was able to then marry it to my Christmas chapter. So my chapter jumped from 800 words to 3,387 words.
Yay! Well, you just ride that high. It's okay. We'll let you. That's fun. Oh, fun. I've been realizing a couple of tropes that I'd like to try, and that's best friends, brother's best friend. I'd like to try that one sometime soon.
I've got that one.
And then what's the other one I was just thinking of? I don't know, left my head. But there's a couple of tropes that I realized that are real popular that I haven't written yet. I can't wait to attempt them in upcoming books. But yeah, fun. All right, so this is great. Grace, thanks for joining us. Everyone who's with us, thanks for joining us. I hope you all had a productive day. We didn't hear anybody say anything back, so hopefully, if you're still with us, you had a productive day. Looks like Morningstar had 168, but she had to get off early, which was fine. And yeah, Kate, Megan, anyone else who's with us, hope you had a great day. And yeah, what's going on? I guess, Allie, now you'll kind of take it easy the next couple of days, huh? Until our Tuesday sprint. Don't have.
Yeah.
You had weekend plans.
I did. I had a really recent weekend plan that I was really looking forward to.
And now it's been squashed. Yeah. How about you, Grace? Any weekend plans?
Not too much. We're going to take down some more of our outside Christmas decorations. We have one of those crazy Christmas houses. And so, I mean, we've taken down like all the winky dinks and things, but I still have lights. So I'll be taking some of that stuff down. It's in the mid 50s today, so it won't be too chilly for us here in Texas.
Yeah, we have a very cold. I think right now it's, I think it is, what are we? We had like -2 and stuff the last couple of days. It was just really bad. I think right now it's 20. Yeah, we won't be removing anything. Before it snowed last week, we removed some, but yeah, we still have some outside. It'll be there another week. The snow hasn't even melted off the foot of snow we got, so because it's been so cold. But that's a chore to come, I'm sure. We have more snow coming Sunday, Monday. Looks like fun. I actually went out last week and took a white Christmas picture of our house because I was like, finally enough snow this season to take one. Tons of snow to take one. So
awesome. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank
I enjoyed it, and it was productive.
Yes, thanks for joining us. We had a lot of fun chatting with someone new, and I hope we all got some work done. Looks like some people are continuing to work. Thanks for joining us, Kate and Jocelyn as well. Thanks, Allie, and please keep us posted what happens. Poor thing.
I will.
All right, everyone. So we will see you next Writing Tuesday and then Saturday. All right. Hope everything goes well, Allie. Keep us posted.
Thanks. Have a great weekend, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.